Jelly Roll has built a career on honesty, emotion, and the ability to connect with people who feel overlooked. Fans admire him because he never pretends to be perfect. Instead, he speaks openly about the mistakes, struggles, and lessons that shaped his life. In recent interviews, the singer reflected on many choices he made while growing up, especially the tattoos that became part of his identity. While some people see tattoos as artwork or memories, Jelly Roll admitted that many of his own remind him of difficult periods in life. Looking back now as a husband, father, and successful artist, he views those decisions differently. His story is not just about regret but about growth and transformation. Over the years, he has evolved from a troubled teenager into one of country music's most relatable voices. Through music and public conversations, he continues encouraging people to learn from their past rather than hide from it. That honesty has become one of the strongest reasons audiences continue supporting him around the world today. Tattoos that carry old memories. During several interviews, Jelly Roll openly discussed how many of his tattoos no longer represent the person he has become. He explained that most were done when he was young and trying to figure out life. At the time, he believed those images reflected his personality and emotions. But years later, he realized that people change as they grow older. Some tattoos remind him of pain, confusion, and reckless decisions rather than meaningful moments. Despite his regrets, he still accepts them as part of his journey. He explained that certain tattoos, especially the ones connected to faith and personal strength, still matter deeply to him. Others simply represent lessons learned the hard way. His reflections resonated with fans because many people also look back at youthful decisions with mixed emotions. Jelly Roll's willingness to laugh at himself while also speaking honestly about regret shows emotional maturity. Instead of pretending he has everything figured out, he continues sharing real experiences that help others feel less alone in their own struggles and imperfections. Learning the hard way, Jelly Roll has never hidden the fact that many choices from his early years came with consequences. In conversations about tattoos and his past lifestyle, he admitted that he often ignored warning signs and repeated unhealthy patterns. Looking back, he realizes how dangerous some situations were, especially during periods when he cared little about his own future. He described himself as stubborn and reckless, someone who continued making risky decisions even after learning difficult lessons. Rather than glorifying those years, he now speaks about them carefully, hoping younger people understand the importance of valuing themselves. His story carries a deeper message about growth. People can survive dark chapters and still create meaningful lives afterward. Jelly Roll believes experience taught him humility and appreciation. The hardships forced him to mature emotionally and spiritually. Today, he encourages fans to think carefully before making permanent choices, whether involving relationships, lifestyle decisions, or personal habits. His honesty about poor judgment has become part of why listeners trust him. He speaks like someone who truly understands struggle, rather than someone simply performing a role. Music as emotional healing. For Jelly Roll, music became more than entertainment. It became therapy, healing, and survival. From a young age, he discovered that writing lyrics allowed him to release emotions he struggled to express in everyday life. Growing up in difficult circumstances, music offered an escape from anger, sadness, and confusion. He admired artists who could tell stories honestly and make listeners feel understood. Inspired by that emotional connection, he wanted his own songs to reach people facing pain or loneliness. Over time, his raw songwriting style became his trademark. Rather than hiding vulnerability, he embraced it. Songs about heartbreak, addiction, failure, and redemption resonated deeply with audiences because they reflected real experiences. Fans often say his music feels personal and comforting during difficult times. Jelly Roll understands that connection because he once needed the same comfort himself. Even after achieving success, he continues writing from an emotional place instead of chasing perfection. That authenticity separates him from many artists. His journey proves that creativity can become a powerful force for healing and personal transformation when used with honesty and heart. Early encounters with trouble. Long before fame arrived, Jelly Roll faced serious challenges during his teenage years. He became involved in situations that led to repeated encounters with the law and created lasting consequences for his future. Looking back, he admits he was angry, immature, and struggling to find direction. Those years shaped much of his perspective on life and responsibility. While many people only know him as a successful musician today, his path was far from easy. He spent years carrying the weight of mistakes made before adulthood. the experience forced him to confront difficult realities about accountability and personal growth. Rather than blaming others, he now speaks openly about the choices that led him there. He hopes sharing those experiences might prevent someone else from repeating them. Jelly Roll often explains that prison and legal trouble changed how he viewed freedom, family, and opportunity. Those difficult moments eventually became motivation to rebuild his life. Although the past cannot be erased, he believes people deserve the chance to grow beyond their mistakes and create a better future through determination and self-awareness. A turning point behind bars. One of the most life-changing moments in Jelly Roll's journey came while he was incarcerated. During that difficult period, he learned he had become a father. The news shocked him completely and forced him to think differently about his future. Until that moment, life had often felt chaotic and directionless. Suddenly, he realized another human being would depend on him. That realization created a deep emotional shift. He later described it as the moment everything began changing inside him. Instead of only thinking about survival or short-term decisions, he started considering the kind of man he wanted to become. Becoming a father gave him purpose during one of the darkest periods of his life. It motivated him to pursue education, self-improvement, and eventually a career in music. Even though rebuilding his life would take years, that moment planted the first seeds of hope. Jelly Roll often says his daughter unknowingly saved him because she gave him a reason to believe he could become more than his mistakes and create something meaningful for the future. Fatherhood changed everything. Jelly Roll speaks about fatherhood with deep emotion because it transformed his priorities completely. Before becoming a parent, he admits he often lived recklessly without considering long-term consequences. Having children changed the way he viewed responsibility, relationships, and personal growth. He wanted to become someone his children could look up to rather than fear or feel ashamed of. That desire pushed him to work harder on himself emotionally and mentally. Fatherhood also gave him a stronger sense of stability during periods when life felt uncertain. Even while facing personal struggles, he remained determined to provide love and support for his family. Over time, his children became one of the main reasons he continued fighting for a better future. He frequently describes family as the foundation that keeps him grounded despite fame and success. Fans connect strongly with these reflections because they reveal a softer side of the artist. Rather than portraying himself as fearless or invincible, Jelly Roll openly admits that becoming a father made him more vulnerable, emotional, and determined to build a healthier and more meaningful life. Recovery and personal growth. Jelly Roll's journey toward recovery has been deeply personal and filled with challenges. Over the years, he has spoken honestly about addiction, unhealthy habits, and the emotional pain connected to them. Instead of presenting recovery as a simple process, he explains that growth requires constant effort, self-awareness, and support. He credits support groups and honest conversations with helping him better understand himself and his behavior. According to Jelly Roll, listening to others share their struggles taught him empathy and reminded him that no one fights alone. He often encourages people to seek help without shame, because healing becomes easier when people feel supported. His story resonates with many fans who are facing their own battles. Rather than pretending recovery made life perfect, he emphasizes that it simply gave him tools to handle life more responsibly. Through music and interviews, he continues speaking openly about mental health, emotional pain, and healing. That openness has made him a relatable figure for audiences who appreciate honesty over perfection. His journey proves that transformation is possible even after years of hardship and mistakes. The influence of his childhood Jelly Roll's upbringing played a major role in shaping both his personality and artistic voice. Growing up in Nashville, he experienced a complicated home environment filled with emotional highs and lows. Despite the challenges, music became a source of comfort and inspiration. His mother loved storytelling through country songs, and her passion for music left a lasting impression on him. Watching how deeply songs affected her emotions inspired him to create music that could touch people in the same way. As a child, he began experimenting with writing lyrics and expressing feelings through words. Those early experiences helped him develop the emotional style that later defined his career. Even difficult family moments taught him important lessons about compassion and resilience. Jelly Roll often reflects on his childhood with honesty, recognizing both the pain and the influence it had on him. Rather than allowing hardship to define him negatively, he transformed those experiences into creativity. Today, many listeners connect with his music because it carries the emotional honesty of someone who truly understands struggle, family conflict, and the desire for hope, building a career through persistence. Jelly Roll's rise in music did not happen overnight. For years, he worked tirelessly without knowing whether success would ever arrive. He passed out mixtapes, performed wherever he could, and continued creating music even during difficult periods in life. Unlike artists who quickly achieve fame, his journey involved patience, rejection, and determination. He believed deeply in his ability to connect with people through storytelling, even when opportunities seemed limited. Slowly, audiences began responding to his honesty and emotional lyrics. Fans appreciated that he sounded authentic rather than manufactured. Over time, his reputation grew, and his music reached larger audiences across different genres. His success became even more meaningful because it came after years of personal struggle and uncertainty. Jelly Roll often reminds people that persistence matters more than perfection. He believes many dreams fail not because people lack talent, but because they give up too soon. His story inspires fans who feel stuck or discouraged in their own lives. Through resilience and authenticity, he transformed years of hardship into a career built on emotional connection and genuine storytelling. Finding love and stability. One of the most important chapters in Jelly Roll's life began when he met Bunny XO. Their relationship quickly became a source of emotional support, stability, and understanding. From the beginning, they connected through honesty and humor, rather than appearances or status. Jelly Roll has often described Bunny XO as someone who truly understood him during periods when life felt uncertain. Their bond grew stronger through difficult moments as well as personal victories. Unlike relationships built only around fame, theirs developed through friendship, loyalty, and emotional support. Over the years, they have openly shared both the joyful and challenging parts of marriage, which many fans appreciate. Jelly Roll frequently credits Bunny XO for helping him become a better man and father. He speaks about her with deep gratitude and admiration, emphasizing how much she contributes to their family life. Their relationship represents growth and partnership rather than perfection. Together, they created a home environment focused on love, communication, and resilience. Fans admire the couple because they appear genuine and supportive of each other despite the pressures that often come with public life. A marriage built on loyalty. Jelly Roll and Bunny XO's marriage reflects a relationship strengthened by trust and loyalty. Over the years, they have faced criticism, rumors, and public attention, but they remained committed to supporting one another. Jelly Roll often explains that true love means standing together during difficult moments, instead of only celebrating success. He appreciates that Bunny XO supported him long before his career reached major heights. Their relationship survived challenges because both prioritized honesty and emotional connection. They often describe each other as best friends, emphasizing companionship as the foundation of their marriage. Fans enjoy seeing their playful personalities and genuine affection, which feel refreshing in the entertainment world. Beyond romance, Bunny XO also embraced an important role within Jelly Roll's family by supporting his children and helping create stability at home. Their bond demonstrates how relationships grow stronger when built on communication and shared values. Jelly Roll believes love changed his perspective on life by teaching him patience, responsibility, and emotional openness. Rather than pretending relationships are always easy, the couple openly acknowledges the work required to maintain a strong and healthy partnership through life's challenges. Facing health fears together. Like many families, Jelly Roll and Bunny XO have faced moments of fear and uncertainty regarding health. During a frightening period involving Bunny XO's medical concerns, the couple experienced emotional stress while waiting for answers from doctors. The possibility of a serious condition forced them to reflect on life, family, and gratitude. Bunny XO later spoke openly about how terrifying the experience felt and how much emotional support she received from Jelly Roll during that time. Moments like these reminded them how quickly life can change and why appreciating loved ones matters so much. Jelly Roll stood beside his wife throughout the uncertainty, offering comfort and reassurance while they searched for clarity. Thankfully, the situation eventually brought relief and positive news. Afterward, both expressed gratitude for health, family, and the time they share together. Experiences like this often deepen emotional connections because they reveal what truly matters beyond fame or success. For Jelly Roll, family remains his greatest priority. The health scare reinforced his belief that love, support, and togetherness are more valuable than anything else life can offer. Returning to fans with gratitude. After navigating difficult personal moments, Jelly Roll returned to performing with renewed energy and appreciation. He hosted intimate events where fans could experience his music in a more personal atmosphere filled with warmth and connection. Rather than simply entertaining audiences, he focused on creating meaningful experiences where people felt welcomed and understood. His performances often include emotional conversations about life, healing, and perseverance alongside the music itself. Fans admire that he remains approachable despite growing fame. During these events, Jelly Roll expressed gratitude for the support audiences have shown throughout his journey. He understands many listeners connect with his songs because they reflect real emotions and struggles. Performing live allows him to witness those connections firsthand. For Jelly Roll, concerts are not just about success or popularity. They represent community, healing, and shared understanding between artist and audience. His ability to combine emotional honesty with powerful performances continues strengthening his relationship with fans. Even after achieving major milestones, he still approaches music with humility and appreciation, recognizing how much support helped him rebuild his life and career over the years. A powerful commitment to health. In recent years, Jelly Roll has also focused heavily on improving his physical health. He openly discussed his weight loss journey and the effort required to maintain positive changes. Rather than searching for shortcuts, he committed himself to exercise, healthier habits, and gradual progress. He proudly shared moments where he achieved goals that once felt impossible, including hiking difficult trails and staying active during demanding tours. For Jelly Roll, these accomplishments symbolize more than fitness. They represent freedom, discipline, and self-respect. He understands that improving health requires consistency even when motivation fades. Fans appreciate his honesty about the process because he does not pretend transformation happens easily. He speaks openly about exhaustion, frustration, and setbacks while still encouraging others to keep going. His health journey also connects emotionally to his larger story of recovery and personal growth. Every small achievement reminds him how far he has come from the difficult years of his past. By sharing these experiences publicly, Jelly Roll inspires others to believe meaningful change is possible through patience, determination, and a willingness to keep moving forward despite obstacles. Staying motivated through others. One reason Jelly Roll remains motivated is the people he meets along his journey. Whether visiting recovery centers, performing concerts, or speaking with fans, he often hears personal stories from individuals facing struggles similar to those he once experienced. These interactions deeply affect him and remind him why honesty matters. Fans frequently tell him that his music helped them through heartbreak, addiction, grief, or emotional pain. Hearing those stories reinforces his belief that vulnerability can truly help others. Jelly Roll often explains that he feels responsible for using his platform positively because he understands how powerful encouragement can be during difficult times. Instead of distancing himself from painful topics, he continues discussing them openly in hopes that listeners feel less isolated. These emotional connections also motivate him to continue improving himself. He wants people to see that growth is possible even after major mistakes. Through compassion and authenticity, he has built a relationship with audiences based on shared humanity rather than celebrity image. That emotional bond remains one of the strongest and most meaningful aspects of his success as an artist and public figure. Giving back to communities. As his career has grown, Jelly Roll has become increasingly committed to helping others. He regularly visits schools, community programs, and rehabilitation centers to encourage people facing difficult circumstances. These visits matter deeply to him because he understands how powerful hope and guidance can be for someone struggling. Rather than forgetting where he came from, he uses his experiences to connect with people who feel overlooked or discouraged. Jelly Roll often reminds audiences that one mistake should not define an entire life. Through charity work and public outreach, he hopes to create opportunities for others to believe in themselves again. He has also supported music education programs and youth initiatives, recognizing how creativity changed his own life. Giving back allows him to turn painful experiences into something positive. Fans admire this side of him because his actions feel genuine rather than performative. He consistently emphasizes empathy, second chances, and personal responsibility. By supporting communities and sharing his story openly, Jelly Roll demonstrates that success becomes more meaningful when it is used to inspire and uplift others facing difficult journeys of their own. Music that speaks to pain. Jelly Roll's music continues connecting with audiences because it speaks honestly about emotional pain. Rather than hiding sadness, anxiety, or regret, he transforms those feelings into powerful songs that listeners deeply relate to. Many people feel comforted hearing someone openly discuss struggles they themselves often keep hidden. His songwriting reflects heartbreak, recovery, fear, hope, and resilience in ways that feel authentic and personal. Fans frequently describe his music as healing because it reminds them they are not alone. Jelly Roll understands that emotional honesty can create powerful human connections. He believes music should make people feel understood rather than simply entertained. This perspective shaped his artistic identity and helped him stand out within the industry. Even as his popularity continues growing, he remains committed to writing from genuine experience rather than chasing trends. His emotional openness has earned respect across multiple genres and communities. Through songs and interviews, Jelly Roll continues encouraging people to face difficult emotions honestly instead of suppressing them. That willingness to speak openly about pain remains one of the defining strengths of both his music and personal message. Looking toward a better future today, Jelly Roll stands in a very different place from where his journey began. Although he still reflects on regrets and painful memories, he no longer allows the past to control his future. Instead, he focuses on growth, gratitude, and the people who matter most to him. He continues working on his health, his music, and his relationships while remaining honest about the challenges that still exist. Fans admire this balance because it feels realistic and human. Jelly Roll does not claim to have a perfect life. Instead, he demonstrates that people can continue evolving no matter how difficult their past may be. His story carries a powerful message about resilience and second chances. Through honesty, hard work, and emotional openness, he transformed hardship into purpose. Looking ahead, he hopes to keep inspiring others through music, community work, and personal example. Whether discussing family, recovery, or self-improvement, Jelly Roll consistently reminds people that growth is always possible. His journey proves that even imperfect people can build meaningful lives filled with love, purpose, and hope for the future. A story of redemption and hope. At its heart, Jelly Roll's story is not about fame, tattoos, or mistakes. It is about redemption, healing, and learning how to move forward despite the weight of the past. His journey resonates because it reflects struggles many people understand on some level. He faced failure, regret, emotional pain, and uncertainty, yet continued searching for a better path. Along the way, he discovered the importance of family, honesty, compassion, and self-belief. Rather than hiding his scars, he uses them to connect with others and remind people that change is possible. His openness encourages fans to forgive themselves for past mistakes and keep striving for growth. Through music, relationships, and personal transformation, Jelly Roll built a life rooted in authenticity and resilience. He continues evolving while inspiring audiences to do the same in their own lives. Ultimately, his story serves as a reminder that people are more than their worst moments. With determination, support, and hope, even the most difficult chapters can lead toward healing, purpose, and a future filled with new possibilities and meaningful connections. Top of form, bottom of form.